All right, good morning, traders. Today is March 6, 2024. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB trading room. So good morning and thank you for being here. My SPY pivot this morning, 507.50. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab 5 made lower highs and lower lows. Big drop down. I think from the all-time highs up there, had a $10 drop from up there. IWM closed inside the bullish trap, but above the 17 EMA. Remember, it made a lower high and a lower low. They all made lower highs and lower lows. FNGU and Diamond Dow closed below the trap and below the rising 17 EMA. Something funky going on there. SPY QQQ closed between the trap and the rising 17. Silver and gold are in monster uptrends. I don't know, they had really big igniting candles. By the way, gold made a new all-time high yesterday. Okay, both silver and gold had higher highs and higher lows, while closing over the bullish trap and the rising 17 EMA. USO still in an uptrend, printed a lower high and a lower low, closing between the bullish trap and over the 17 EMA. UNG started that new uptrend recently, still in it, closed above a bullish trap and over the flat 17 EMA. Pretty soon that 17 might be curling up. We'll have to take a look at that. US dollar index, still in an uptrend, still consolidating at the three moving averages, the 50, the 100, and the 200. Those are the daily moving averages right there, those three majors. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. All right, so here's SPY's price action. You can see from the high up here, we were up around, you can see 514, and we came all the way down to, you can see right down here, about 504, 505 right there. So what did we hit? Okay, so we came from here, we came all the way through here. Notice the hump here, the minor support didn't hold, okay, but the major support did. So we had a bounce off of the major support, and you can see here's the bounce. It's a pretty nice bounce, 504.96 all the way, and we closed at 506.92. So that's like a $2 bounce there. And then we're gapping up in the morning. Okay, so we got from 505, let's just call it 505, all the way up to 509.50. We'll see if we can get them open. We got an hour and a half. A lot could happen in an hour and a half. All right, so we're already up to 509.74. So what does that do to our MMRP pattern? Well, it looks like they're recovering it. Okay, so let's go look at our 2-day MMRP pattern. All right, so every MMRP pattern starts off with an igniting candle that either breaks, smashes through support, or resistance. Okay, so we'll start off with the first igniting candle on the 2-day pattern. Get my arrows out. Okay, this candle right here. This candle, that was our igniting candle. What resistance did it break through? See the two humps here? That was the resistance right through here. Do it again so you can, doesn't blur everything out. Okay, so there's the resistance there. So we blast through resistance. Now what we like to see it do is come back and check this area for support. Didn't come all the way back there, but it found support right through here. Okay, and where is here? So let's go take a look where here is. So it found support right about 504.67 right there. Okay, so we'll start off again. Igniting candle. This is the pause candle, okay? They're stunned. What just happened? Did you see that? Oh my God, what just happened, okay? Igniting, pause. Check of support is the next one, okay? Now this happens on a daily. This one we happen to catch on a 2-day. Okay, check the support to see if it's going to hold. They check the support, find out it's going to hold. Then you get your first price advancement candle. Makes a higher low and a higher high. Okay, now what just happened yesterday? Okay, this one is our first price advancement candle. This one is our second price advancement candle. But the problem is we made a lower low. Okay, we made the higher high, but we made the lower low right here. Okay, so this is kind of iffy now. All right, so what we're looking for is we got a nice reaction today because we're up around 509.67. But I'm still looking for them. It seems like they found support off of this rising ADMA on the daily chart. Excuse me, the 2-day chart. And it looks like to me like they're going to recover this. So we're looking for this candle to take out the high of this candle right here. And hopefully keep a higher low. We'll see what happens. All right. So here's, remember, this is a 2-day candle. Okay. These are 2 days. So it took 2 days to move from here, right there, which is around 4. Let's just see where it's at. Okay, it took 2 days to move from 493 up to 508. That's a pretty good size move. But in 2 days, that's a rocket ship. All right, so there's 2 days there. 2 days of pause. Oh my God, what just happened? Excitement. Okay, and then you got 2 days of checking support right there because that's a 2-day candle. And then the first 2-day candle, this is 2 days. All right, higher low, higher high. Another 2 days, higher high, but we got the lower low, so we don't like that. But the good news is they recovered it. So we'll see what happens today. So we have some calls on the long position. So what did we leave off with yesterday? Okay, so now here's our move down. Big $10 move down here. All right, you see we came from 514.16 and maybe a $9 move all the way down to, let's just call it 504. So that's a $9 move. 505. See that? 514 down to 505. So we got a $9 move there, okay? Now we left off, we had a 10-minute uptrend right here, right into VWAP. That's the gold line. Right there, it's the VWAP. So we got a 10-minute uptrend. They left off with leaving us with a 10-minute uptrend right into VWAP there, and they're already up and over it. So what we're going to do today is take that off, take this, move it out of the way. We're going to plant. Yeah, we're going to anchor a VWAP right there. So this is our anchored VWAP. All right, so above this, actually, let's just go put it up on the high. Okay, there's our all-time high. All right, so we're going to put it up on the all-time high. As long as price is over this VWAP, that tells me money's coming into the market. If price gets below this VWAP again, just like it did yesterday, money's leaving the market. Okay, there's still some more profit taking going on. Okay, so over the line, money's coming into the market. You want to be a buyer. I want to be a buyer. I'm not telling you what to do. All right, under, I want to be a seller. Okay, plant it on the all-time high up there. And that is the all-time high for SPY right there. Okay, so that's our plan for today. All right, let's go take a look at some of the other indexes. All right, let's take a look at QQQ. Oh, by the way, they're all still in uptrends, okay? A little questionable on some of them, but they are in uptrends. Okay, so here's QQQ on the daily chart. Yesterday's price action, lower high, lower low, just like I said, closing between the trap and the 17 EMA, rising 17 EMA. SPY, we'll just visit that one more time on the daily chart. You can see closing between the bullish trap and the rising 17 EMA. Things still bullish there. There's SPY. All right, still bullish right there. FNGU. All right, FNGU did lower high, lower low, closed below the 17, okay? Now notice on FNGU, this is not going to be good for the SPY, by the way. We got a lower high. Okay, we got a high up here, got kind of like, got to tell you, looking like a head and shoulders. Got a high here, got a lower high here, all right? And we got a higher low here, but guess what? We just took out that low. All right, so kind of in a downtrend. We'll see if they can recover that. All right, so plus we're getting the cross right here. See the cross? 3 is crossing underneath the 8, so we'll see if they can recover that. So that's kind of in a downtrend right there. Got the lower. See how we got the lower low right there and the lower high? So FNGU coming into a downtrend. All right, who else is coming into a downtrend? Diamond Dow doing the same thing. Lower high. Little head and shoulders pattern going on here. Lower high. Takes out, makes a new lower low right there. See? There's a low. Lower high. Now we got a lower low. So Diamond Dow. Flipping the chart, going into a downtrend right here. So there's Diamond Dow and FNGU. Let's take a look at IWM. It's a Russell 2000. Russell did pretty good yesterday. Did get the lower high, lower low, but closed inside the bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. Still in an uptrend there for Russell 2000. That's good because that's 2,000 stocks, not like the FNGU. That's only 10. Okay, big difference. Diamond Dow, only 30. Okay, Russell 2000. S&P, 500. All right, QQQ, 100. Okay, IWM, 2,000, roughly. Okay, all right, so now let's go take a look at our technicals. Right here is our technicals. As you can see, yesterday was a sell-off day or take profit day, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so what we got here is a lower high. See, here's the last highs from the previous day. Got a lower high. And we got lower lows. Hopefully we can break that pattern, but that's what we got. So we got a trend coming down now. See the highs? Keep making lower highs. Keep making lower highs. Not good. We need to turn this around. So we're back in the buyer's chop zone down here. Okay, notice we got into the buy zone for a brief moment. Didn't last long, and then we fell back into the buyer's chop zone. Like to make it into this overbought zone. A lot of good stuff happens up here in this overbought zone. But we're not there yet. So this is a 15-minute chart for the T2122. All right, so this is measuring the NYSE. Let's take a look at T2123. Okay, so T2123 started out green. As you can see, nice green day. Nothing exciting, and then kind of a take profit at the end of the day. But all in all, ending up a little bit higher than where they closed the day before. So T2123 still looking good. 3-bar chart. You'll notice these 3-bar charts. You notice if you'd have bought one of these, if you'd have bought the market when it turns green, see that? See the profit you can make if you buy this when it turns green. It's a 3-bar chart. See, this is more reliable because you had a 3-bar chart. It's a bigger time frame. The bigger time frames are more reliable. So here's 3-bar chart. If we look at 3-bar chart for T2123, we just looked at the 15-minute chart back here. This is the 3-bar. That means the whole day is segmented into 3 equal portions. And you can see still some space between our 17 EMA and the price action up there. So looking good. I like to see space in there. I like to see price action run away from this green dotted line. All right, let's take a look at the FNGU. This is our FNGU indicator, and you can see from the beginning to the end, just about, except for the last candle, all right, we were red. Selling was happening almost all day until the last 15 or 30 minutes right there. And then we rocketed back up off of, guess what? this trend line right here. Look at that. This is a trend line. This is an example of diagonal support. You look at this. This is horizontal support and resistance. This would be diagonal support and resistance. Okay, notice every time price comes into the diagonal support, it bounces off and makes new highs. Comes into the diagonal support, bounces off, makes new highs. See what I'm see the pattern here? Comes into the diagonal support, bounces off, makes new highs. Guess what we're looking for? Same thing. Okay, might not happen, but that's what we're looking for. Bounce off, make new highs. Okay, it's got to get over this wonky 200 SMA first, but it's moving in the right direction. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that's FNGU. That's our FNGU indicator right there. All right, let's go back and take a look at some charts. Let's look at energy and precious metals. See if I can find the one I'm on. All right, so let's take up USO first. Crude oil, a little petroleum here. All right, so here we are, low high, lower low. Closing between trap and trend indicator, still in an uptrend. That's our 17 EMA right there. So still in a nice uptrend. Notice the dots are still green on the daily chart. USO. Okay. More importantly, double bottom here, triple bottom here. Okay. Make a higher high, make a higher low, make a higher high. See the pattern? Now we want to draw a trend line in and see if it comes back to some diagonal support and does the same thing that we just saw in the FNGU. All right, so this is USO. This is petroleum crude oil right here. Let's take a look at nat gas. Nat gas, UNG, right here. Okay, nat gas just turned a corner after a massive selling event right here, making a new all-time low. All right, now we had a 3/8 cross right here. See the 3 crossing over the 8 right here. Okay, and then we made a higher low. This was the all-time low. We made a higher low, and then guess what? We took out this high right here. All right, so we made a new high right there, higher high. Okay, but we didn't stop there. Now we took it up to here, made a higher high. I can't quite call that a higher low, but it could be determined as a higher low. But you can see now we've got the 17 EMA kind of flat through here. Okay, so it's rising up over this flat 17 EMA. This would be the downtrend line. Okay, and nothing says this doesn't belong out here. All right, this is just all you can do is connect the 2 points. Okay, and right now, here's the top point, here's the bottom point. Okay, so right now it's looking like it broke this trend line, but it doesn't mean that this trend line doesn't belong out here. Okay, so we'll see what happens. So they're breaking this. The good news is, in addition to breaking this trend line, the 3 is on top of the 8. We have a 3/8 cross right through there. Not only do we have a 3/8 cross, but we also have a higher low and a higher high. That's very good news. Okay, so yesterday's price action, higher high and lower low, but closing over the trap, and the trap is now coming over the 17 EMA. Good news there. So UNG going through that trend change right now. See if they can hang on to this. All right. Let's go take a look at precious metals, SLV. Yesterday's price action for SLV, you can see right here, higher low, higher high, coming right into the midpoint here. If they can close it up here, I'd be interested in buying some SLV. Okay, like to see it close up here. The good news is they're showing me that possible support right through here, 2150, is looking like it wants to hold right through there. All right, so once that see that support hold, I want to see price action close some candles up over the midpoint. So SLV in an uptrend. How do we know it's in an uptrend? Okay, not only is the 3 on top of the 8, but we've made a higher low and we made a higher high. Okay, see the double bottom low. There's a high. We make a higher low and we just took out that high. Now we made a higher high, so we're in an uptrend. Okay, see the 17 EMA is now starting to curl up. Okay, so this was our downtrend right here. This would be diagonal resistance. Notice each time it came up to it, it made a low. Comes up to it, bounces off. Comes near it, bounces away. Comes up to it, bounces off. Comes up to it, bounces off. But notice this time it couldn't make a lower low. So guess what happened? They turned around and challenged that high, and they made a higher high. And then from there we made a higher low, and here we got the new higher high. This thing's looking good. Just needed to close over the midpoint. Okay, so there's SLV. Let's take a look at GLD. So here's GLD yesterday, and we're going to go out on the monthly chart so you can see it's GLD making a new all-time high yesterday right there. Okay, GLD, new all-time high. We'll go back to the daily chart. Okay, nice rip off of 184 up to 197. Nice uptrend there. Okay, higher high, higher low, closing over the trap, over the 17 EMA. A lot of distance between the 17 EMA and the price action, and it looks like they're off to be bullish again this morning. So that's GLD. All right, let's take a look at the dollar index. Okay, so here's the dollar index. Okay, the blue line, the blue wavy line is the daily 200. Okay, the gold line, or yellow, depending on how good your eyes are, is the 50. That's the 50 SMA on the daily chart. And the orange line, we'll just call it orange, that's the 100. So we have 3 moving averages all converged here, and price has been hanging out here for about, I'm going to say 2 weeks, okay? Right on these moving averages, stuck at the 104, 103.80 level, all right? Notice on the bigger time frame, we have a double top here, and then a possible lower high here. Price could come down and challenge this low. We'll see what happens, but we have a lower high here. Okay, now notice we took out that high, but not by much, and we couldn't hold it. See the high right there? And you can see we only couldn't hold it for more than a couple days. So we took out that high. We made a slightly higher high, but we couldn't hold it. Then they came back to the flat 200. If they get under this flat 200, I think there's a good chance we're going to come down and test this low, maybe even this low. And let me just say, if the dollar comes down, that's going to be very good for the markets. Cheaper dollar makes our goods and services less expensive to foreign countries. That means more revenue, more sales for our companies, which pretty much means bigger multiples and higher earnings. So that would be nice. A weaker dollar right there. Okay. So there we go. Weaker dollar right there ruins our buying power, but weaker dollar helps out the companies here in the USA. All right, so let's go take a look at the economic calendar. Today we have Mr. Fed Chairman, FOMC Chairman Powell will be speaking at 10. ADP employment report comes out at 8:15. It's already passed. JOLTS, that's going to come out at 10. NBA mortgage applications came out at 7. All right, but the big one, the main event this week is Mr. Powell speaking this morning on the Hill at 10 today and 10 tomorrow. Petroleum report at 10:30. Wholesale inventories at 10. Mary Daly's going to speak, but it's not Mr. Powell, so we'll only pay attention to this one. Beige Book comes out at 2. Tomorrow, International Trade Goods and Services, 8:30. Jobless Claims, 8:30. Productivity and Cost, 8:30. Again, the main event is 10 o'clock, Mr. Powell on the Hill. Natural Gas Report and Consumer Credit at 3. And we got Gas Report at 10:30 right there. And on Friday, the employment situation at 8:30. And that's it. The main event is going to be these 2 days right here at 10 o'clock. So we'll see what happens there. All right, for the earnings calendar, we have some big earnings coming up. Today, not any notables. All right. There's some, Brown-Forman, JD, they're going to report 36 billion, 18 billion. Not really market moving notables, so not going to pay too much attention to that. You see Abercrombie and Fitch. Tomorrow is the big day. We've got Broadcom. They're going to report after the close, 655 billion. Okay, that's $500 billion. Okay, remember when our debt was going to reach $1 trillion? Well, here's one company just worth $500 billion right there. Costco, 332 billion. They're going to report after the close with Broadcom. Petro Brazil, 227 billion combined between the two of them when they find their P&L. Marvell, 67 billion. Kroger, 34 billion. Marvell's going to report with Broadcom after the close, and Kroger's going to report in the morning for Friday. Nothing notable there. So the main event is today, tomorrow. All right, and then Friday morning after Broadcom reports. All right, for Max Payne, let's see what we got for Max Payne. Let's go. Change the date for this, for the 6th. I just want to see what Max Payne's going to look like for the 6th. Let me refresh it. It happens. All right, Max Payne for today is 507. I think we were at 507 yesterday. All right, so that's Max Payne for today. I want to see what it's going to look like for Friday, so we're going to go out to the 8th. And on the... See? Okay, so on Friday, I guess it's going to be 507 too. I'm not sure about that. I didn't see anything change. Still says 3.6. That's when it's created, but they're saying 507's Max Payne on Friday. Let's just see what it says on the 7th. Max Payne is 508. Let's go back to the 8th. Back to 507. All right, so there we go. All right, I'll take questions in the room. And for everybody out there in video land, I'll see you at 4 o'clock. And we'll put up another video. All right.